why it does that, but there you go. Oh, it says live. It does show up. Hi, everybody. It's me again. I am back, and this time I am here with Kathleen Hannigan, who has joined me on the podcast before, and I am just way thrilled to have her back with me. So welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you so much, Terry. So good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to shrink down a screen so I can see us. There we go. Now I can see.
Yeah.
I have like 4 different pages going on. So we're here to talk to people about some hope-infused stuff and coping skills and strategies we can utilize during this crazy time in our world.
Yeah, this tumultuous time. The first thing that comes to me, the chaos. You and I were just talking about the chaos, and it's in the field, right? I mean, so whether you have the news on or not, it affects us, everybody. And there was a statement by Nietzsche. He said, unless there is chaos, you cannot give birth to a dancing star. And so I like to focus on the dancing star, like where we're headed, which we don't know. We don't know facts yet, but in my heart of hearts, and I'm not alone, I know that we're headed toward a much more equitable world. Some people call it 5D, fifth dimensional consciousness, which has qualities of kindness and truth and love and gratitude, and energy sources that are unlimited, that have been on the planet for a long time. So there's a lot of good coming. And there's a lot of rough road ahead too, right?
Right.
So I have lived my life kind of embracing mystery, right? And so I love the unknown, and I will even admit that this unknown has me a little rattled, but many people, and I've found over the years in working with many people for 30 years, that a lot of people don't like the unknown. They're terrified of it.
Right.
Particularly if you have a lot of anxiety, if that's the way you're wired, right? And let's face it, for all of us, our anxiety is ramped up right now. It can't not be. But what I know is that we are evolving. So evolution means change, right? And evolution means forward movement. So essentially all change is ultimately for the better. It doesn't always go in a straight line though, right? And so it's a principle actually to live by, is that all change ultimately is for the better, depending on how we work with it.
Yeah.
And in how we approach it. And so there are people that are intuitives, and there are people who, predict the future, or they tell you about your past lives, or that, there's all the kinds of wonderful teachers on the planet, and have been for a while now, right? My realm has always been the emotional realm. That's where it's like second nature for me to be in that realm. Obviously, as a psychotherapist, and as the oldest of 7 children, and having a very challenging father, and having to deal with, my own strong, very passionate nature. And the emotional realm is not something that people have focused on much until, like your work, your podcast is really wonderful in that it does. And so I've been a champion of your work.
Thank you.
You do that. And that, there's the cognitive, and there's all the different realms that we can deal with, but the emotional is what allows it. That's what makes us mammals. Right. Our limbic systems, right? And the emotions of fear, anger, sadness, shame, joy, all of them. They're all important. But people mostly like just the good one, right? Joy.
Right. Peace.
So, and this culture we've been driving, the big machine has been, the pace was unsustainable, let's face it.
Right.
Well, we were all saying that this can't be. If one client said it 3 weeks ago, 10 said it, I'm at an unsustainable pace, right? And when you're at that pace, you can't deal with your emotions.
Right.
Our emotions don't go that fast. We just get into instincts of survival, and we get into fear. And so the fear has been driving people to make enough money, to do this, to do that. And now all those distractions are gone for many people. And for everybody, really. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you have a job right now, there's nowhere to go out and have a, you know, in a restaurant or meet your friends for drinks or anything. And with those distractions gone, people are having to face their fear and their sadness and looking at all the suffering and the feelings of panic. It's triggering things for people that have already sustained trauma, right?
Yes.
And so it's a big remembering. We're remembering what it feels like to be human. And we have to actually deal with that fear now because we can't take it into the future. For change to happen, we can't take it into the future.
Right.
And we are now all we have always been co-creators. We are co-creating a new future.
Yeah.
And
that's beautiful. I read something today that was just so beautiful. I think I even shared it on the Facebook page, podcast page, was that we've all taken a step back and sitting inside of our rooms, right, in our homes and in our space, and it's no longer about what's your sexual orientation, what's the color of your skin, what religion are you, what are you Democrat, Republican, Independent. It's that we're all human and we are a fragile human race in this together, and it is just a moment to take pause and look at how much we're connected.
yeah, the oneness. It's the consciousness of oneness.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Terry, that it took this, I just got it. Ooh, it took this for us to like collectively at one time get it.
Yeah.
Right? That we are so, I mean, quantum science has taught us this for a long time. You know, two electrons that have been connected could be on opposite ends of the world and one affects the other. I mean, we live in a quantum field where you know, I'm everywhere and you're everywhere and everybody is everywhere. Right? It's hard for the mind to wrap around that, but the heart has no problem doing that.
No. And it's just when you think about it as energy, it's just beautiful and fascinating how intertwined we all are with our energy, and that ripple effect of energy that we put out into the world. Yeah.
And here we are with time to reflect on what we want to put out.
Yeah.
And there are, I don't know how it's been for you. I mean, I've been pretty good, but I had one day last week. It was actually Friday. And I had seen a lot of clients that whole week. And there was a lot of panic going on. I crashed. Friday, I felt like there was an elephant on my chest. And then I heard from a friend, I have an elephant on my chest. She had it Saturday. And then I heard another friend. So have you had the elephant on your chest?
Right. I have not had it yet. I'm warding off the elephant.
Uh-huh. Well, it just lands, right? And it's like,
yeah.
Whew. And it depends. I think I had not slept enough, right? And
yeah,
it's easier for it to happen then. But I was okay with that. And I said, no, it's okay to have those days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of this.
It is part of it. And I think that's the message we want to relate to people, is that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be curious of what the future holds.
Yeah.
And that it's honoring where you are and then helping yourself by finding strategies to bring yourself back to a place of calm and centering and feeling grounded.
And that's what we really need to focus on. And so I'll share a little bit of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I live with a really, really good friend, we do a lot of work together when we run women's groups together and things like that. And we're really in sync. So I'm super lucky. I mean, to have that, right? And so she said last week, she said, I've really wanted to take Joe Dispenza's course because I want to go to the big event, like that he has a week-long thing. And Joe is wonderful at helping people rewire their brains. I mean, basically he said, whatever the feeling is that you have, you can't think a thought that is any bigger than that feeling. So if you're angry, you can't think a thought bigger than anger. So you'll have to shift your emotion, but you can also, by dropping inside in a quiet place, you can think a greater thought and then your emotion will go up, right? So she said, why don't we get his course and then we can do it every morning during this time. So we get up early and it's about 2 hours every morning, right? And we have 23 videos to go. We've done 5, right? So we undertook a new course of learning that is actually helpful to what's going on. So it could, I think you could take a course of learning in anything. You could learn to play the ukulele, but I mean, for us and me, therapists, so that's been really awesome. And so Joe, his techniques are helping. So learning something new is a good thing right now. And obviously connecting, like we've had family Zoom sessions, with my kids and my mom, and who's going to be 90, and she's very safely tucked away with my sister and my sisters and, my brother. So that was nice. We did that. Virtual tea with people. Lighting a candle every day. There's a candle going. I had that before.
Look,
but
I have my candle.
Yeah. And I go get them at the Latin store, and it's Our Lady of Guadalupe is on there. So that's really reminds me of the divine feminine, of the mother that holds us all. Every morning when I wake up, I say thank you, and I feel, while I'm all still warm, feel the arms of the divine mother around me. That really helps me, a whole lot. Eating super well, staying away from alcohol. Even though, like last night I said, if we had wine here, I'd drink it right now, but it's not. But I purposely didn't even bring it because I just don't think it's what's needed at the moment, but I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking, but we were in the grocery store and I was like, oh, that beer looks mighty tasty.
Yeah, right. And I was like, okay, it's fine if you do, but I'm going to be 68 soon. So I figure I'm not afraid about my health. I feel really good about that, but really it's about everyone else and the world.
Yeah.
So sometimes I cry, and I've cried a lot. And I let my friend hold me, and then she had a day that she was needing to cry, and I held her, and it's not like it's like anything specific. It's just, real, like checking in with what's going on and hearing how many people, and
well, again, it's honoring your emotions. It's honoring where you are with this.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And I love that you said connect, because I spoke with someone earlier today who her emphasis was on connect. And it's just very important that we do stay connected. I love the idea of virtual tea. I think I'll have to do that.
Yeah. You can have a meal with somebody. I'm going to have a meal with, so a really good friend is going to come over. She's been hibernating, and so she's going to come for dinner Thursday. And we have a friend in Florida, so we're going to have put the Zoom on and have dinner together.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I mean, reaching out to people I know who are alone, who do that.
Yes.
And, I don't know, it's like questionable. Should I do work like helping people, elderly get food or anything? And I think there are a lot of people doing that. And I have clients So I'm focusing on the immediate that I have in my life, right?
Sure.
Seems to be, a lot for me to do there. But also, uh, you know, really dropping down into the quiet and getting really still and just dropping to that place of trust, like where I know that I both trust myself and I trust humanity, right? Like
Yeah.
somehow, I'm not saying I trust our leaders or anything like that. I'm saying I trust the goodness in humanity,
Yes.
and that we all made it this far, and whatever happens with the economy, like my mom grew up in the Great Depression, and I heard a lot about that and how they got through. And they got through helping one another.
Yeah. And that I just was going to say the helpers and how many people are stepping up and being helpers.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So how do people get a hold of you and get in touch with what
Yeah.
you're doing?
People can go to my website, www.kathleenhannigan.com, and feel free to email me. Or also my book would be great to read during this time because it's actually a very hopeful book. And it's called A Love Seed, the Template for Birthing a New World. And I've been very involved with birthing this new world. So I'm somewhat excited about this right now.
That it's happening. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Beautiful.
reach out. I even said to my clients, if you need to just check in, I'll send an email or something. And I have no problem sending the message of hope to people because I keep it alive in my heart. And I think that's what we have to do.
Right. Absolutely. So anything else that you want to touch upon or let people know that's happening in your world before we close out?
Well, I have eventually I'm going to have a wonderful course come out, or it's a program called the Divine Feminine Mystery School. And it's a mystery school to help, with this awakening that we're all having and for the new world and to find your place in it. And many, many, many new things coming. So not out yet. I'm in the process. Right.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Exciting. And contemplating a podcast, which I'm cheering you on and saying, woohoo, do it.
And I'm gonna take you up on the offer to pick your brain about that because I think it's time for that.
Yeah, I love it. Yes, I'll be your fan. So yes.
Thank you, Terry, for doing this. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. Well, thank you for joining me. I so appreciate. Well, I love your energy and your beautiful light and what the message you send out into the world. And yeah, I just really appreciate you being here with me today to talk about it with others.
It's an honor. Thanks.
All right, everyone. Until next time, remember, be gentle with yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.